Welcome. We know you're aiming to find the absolute best outdoor spots in Brevard County, and honestly, you gave us the perfect starting point, that really detailed Brevard County, Florida hiking trails guide.
Hmm.
So our job now is pretty clear. Cut through all the details and give you a streamlined look at this info, focusing on what you actually need for planning your next hike.
Exactly. And it's not just about listing them off, right? We've got 10 trails here. Some are super easy boardwalk loops, maybe perfect for a quick break. Others are more moderate, could take you a bit longer.
Yeah.
So the goal is to sort them out fast by what makes them special, if they cost anything, and what skill level they're really for. We want you to know why you'd pick one over another.
Okay, perfect. And for this segment, we're calling it the Brevard Beat. Let's dive right in, maybe starting with those classic Florida experiences like the coastal spots, the wetlands, boardwalks, water, wildlife, that kind of thing.
Sounds good. That's what a lot of people picture for Florida.
All right, first up, Turkey Creek Sanctuary. It's down in Palm Bay. Big draw here, besides being totally free.
Always nice.
Right. Is that it seems almost guaranteed for easy wildlife spotting. It talks about accessible loop trails, boardwalks going right over the creek and the wetlands.
Yeah, and that structure is key for Turkey Creek. Because it focuses right on the creek and those wetland areas, it's really well known for seeing what you might call the big four aquatic types.
Okay.
Turtles, manatees, definitely alligators.
Okay.
Plus, the bird watching is supposed to be great all year round. It's listed as easy to moderate, very user-friendly nature center right there, too.
Okay, easy access, lots of potential sightings. Now let's shift a little bit south, I think, right onto the Barrier Island. Maritime Hammock Sanctuary in Melbourne Beach. Also free, but sounds like a totally different vibe.
It really is. Turkey Creek is more about scanning the open water, looking for movement. Maritime Hammock, that's all about the deep, cool shade. When the guide mentions Barrier Island habitats, they're really zoning in on that Maritime Hammock forest itself.
Wait, okay, so Maritime Hammock, what exactly does that mean for someone hiking? It sounds very specific.
It is specific, and it's really important for planning, especially, when it gets hot here. A hammock in Florida basically means a dense forest, usually on slightly higher ground, and maritime just means it's coastal.
Gotcha.
So think massive old live oaks, tons of Spanish moss hanging down, a really thick canopy overhead. It creates this shaded, almost tunnel-like, relaxing trail. They mention boardwalks, too, and an observation deck. It's ideal if you want to escape the sun but still see cool coastal plants.
Okay, that nails the difference then. Both are free, both have boardwalks, but Turkey Creek is maybe where you go hoping to spot a gator from the path.
Right. More open views.
And Maritime Hammock is the choice for that cooler, shaded, almost like old Florida forest feel. Both rated easy.
Exactly.
All right, so we've covered those prime spots for coastal wildlife. Let's maybe pivot inland a bit, look at areas known more for ecological variety, or maybe just offering a longer walk, a bit more of a moderate challenge.
Sure. Good transition.
Let's start with the Enchanted Forest Sanctuary up in Titusville. The name alone is pretty suggestive.
Yeah, and it seems to fit. The guide calls it a natural mosaic. It's free, though. I think they appreciate donations, and it sounds very family-friendly with educational trails and a nature center. But it's that mix of ecosystems packed together that really stands out.
And here's where we hit some of that specific Florida lingo again. The guide points out oak scrub, hydric hammock, and pine flatwoods. Can you, break down what that actually means for someone walking the trail?
Absolutely, because yeah, those sound technical, but they mean really different trail experiences, often right next to each other. Oak scrub, think dry, sandy soil, low, scrubby oak trees. It's actually old dune habitat, so that part of the trail. It'll feel open, sunny, sandy underfoot.
Okay, dry and sandy.
Then hydric hammock. Hydric means water. So wet-loving trees, that section's going to feel damp, lush, maybe even a bit swampy. You'll see more cypress, maybe palms, way more shade.
Wow, quite the contrast. From sandy dune to swampy forest, maybe just yards apart.
Pretty much, yeah. And then pine flatwoods are kind of the in-between. Big open areas, lots of sapple meadow on the ground, scattered pine trees. These areas can get seasonally wet, too. So the Enchanted Forest gets that easy to moderate rating, partly because you're walking through these really different terrains. It's like a mini tour of Florida ecosystems.
That makes sense. Now, what if you're specifically looking for, distance, a solid, moderate workout just based on length? The guide points to Ulame Wildlife Sanctuary. That's on Merritt Island.
Right. Ulame is also free, and it's described as a large sanctuary. It has different trail lengths, but one loop goes up to about 3.2 miles.
Okay, that's a decent walk.
It is. And Ulame is where you really feel the landscape stretch out. walking over 3 miles through scrub and flatwoods. It's immersive, often sunny and exposed. That's why it's moderate, mostly based on the stamina needed, not because it's technically difficult climbing or anything. It's also known as a serious birding spot.
Got it. And then nearby, also on Merritt Island and Free, is the Pine Island Conservation Area. The guide mentions this one is often less crowded, sort of a quieter getaway.
Yeah, that seems to be the main highlight. Good for just getting away from things. It's flexible too, rated, easy to moderate, probably just depending on how much of it you decide to explore.
So looking at these three, Enchanted Forest, Ulumay, Pine Island, they seem to offer that deeper dive into the inland Florida environments, right?
Right.
More than just a quick stroll.
Exactly. Ulumay really gives you that distance challenge, while Enchanted Forest offers that ecological complexity, those shifts in what's around you.
Okay, let's switch gears again. What about convenience? Trails that are super easy to get to for like a quick nature fix or maybe options with paved surfaces?
Good category. Sometimes you just need something close by or low impact.
So maybe the ultimate quick escape mentioned is Erna Nixon Park in Melbourne. Free, near town, elevated boardwalk. Sounds like a classic oak hammock forest preserved right in the middle of things.
Yeah, sounds like the perfect easy, casual walk. Great spot for looking for gopher tortoises, apparently.
Always a bonus.
Definitely. And you get those huge old live oaks with all the Spanish moss. Close, convenient, scenic. Probably don't even need heavy-duty hiking boots for that one, though. You know, bug spray in Florida is rarely a bad idea.
Huh. Good point. Now, for people who might prefer, say, asphalt over sand or roots, there's the Owl Tuttle paved trail down in Malabar. Free, multi-use, sounds straightforward, easy rating. Good if you want smooth surface, maybe for biking, too.
Yeah, exactly. Less rugged, more accessible, maybe. But speaking of trails near urban areas, we should probably clarify the next one. The Brevard Zoo Linear Park Trail.
Okay.
Access to the trail itself is free, separate from zoo admission, which is great. But while it's convenient, location-wise near Vera, Melbourne, calling it just a quick escape might be a bit misleading. It's listed as a 3.5-mile loop.
Okay, good catch.
Yeah.
2.5 miles is definitely more substantial.
Right. Even with boardwalk sections through preserves, that length pushes it firmly into the moderate category just based on distance. So convenient location, yes, but still needs the time and energy for a decent walk.
That makes sense. So this group really shows the variety, even close to town. You've got the Zoo Trail offering length plus convenience, and then Erna Nixon as that perfect, short, classic Florida hammock experience.
Spot on.
All right, let's wrap up with the last couple of coastal options we haven't hit yet. Coconut Point Sanctuary, Melbourne Beach, another free one. Sounds like the trail itself is pretty special here.
Yeah, the description highlights the cross-section it offers. It goes across 62 acres, basically from the ocean dune side all the way back to the lagoon. So you walk through coastal strand, that beachy vegetation, then oak scrub, then mangrove forest near the water.
Wow, all in one short trail.
Seems like it. It's rated easy, but because it hits both the dune and lagoon side, you get good chances for bird spotting. And the guide even mentions possibly seeing dolphins out in the lagoon.
Nice. Okay, and the very last trail on the list. Need a little heads up on cost for this one. Sebastian Inlet State Park, specifically the hammock trail there, also near Melbourne Beach.
That's right. Since it's in a state park, the standard day use fee applies. But the trail itself sounds lovely. It goes through maritime hammock, coastal forest, typical barrier island stuff.
And probably a bit more varied than some of the smaller sanctuaries.
Likely, yeah. Plus, you've got the bonus of being right there near the inlet, the beaches, the fishing piers. It's rated easy to moderate, scenic, varied, good location.
Okay, wow. That's all 10 spots covered.
Yeah.
We went from paved paths to deep woods, boardwalks to beaches, before anyone just grabs their keys and heads out, though. We absolutely need to cover the practical stuff, right? What do you really need to know before hitting these trails?
Oh, totally critical, especially down here in Florida's climate. Let's boil down to maybe 4 key tips before you go. Number 1, the absolute essentials. Water. Bring plenty. Doesn't matter if it's a short trail, bring water. Sun protection. Hat. Sunscreen. Mandatory, even if it looks cloudy. And, yes, insect repellent. You mentioned it earlier. Florida trails, especially shady ones or near water, means mosquitoes. Sometimes biting flies, too. Be prepared.
Okay, water, sunblock, bug spray. Got it. Tip 2.
Footwear. You might see easy on the description, but don't assume flip-flops are okay. Even easy trails here can have wet patches, sandy sections, lots of roots.
Right.
Even getting to a boardwalk might involve a slightly rough path. Wear something comfortable and supportive. You don't want blisters halfway through that 3.5-mile zoo trail.
Good call. Supportive shoes. Okay, tip 3.
Check the rules. For every single park before you go. Why is this so important, Brevard? Well, think about all those boardwalks over sensitive areas. Some parks, like Turkey Creek we mentioned, have a strict no pets rule to protect wildlife. Others might allow pets, but only on certain paved sections, not on the boardwalks or nature trails. Always check about bikes, too, if you're thinking of those multi-use paths. Don't just assume.
Check the specific park rules online first. Makes sense. And the last tip, number 4.
Timing. For your own comfort and for seeing wildlife, early morning or late afternoon is just better. You avoid the worst of the midday heat and humidity.
Definitely.
And that's also when wildlife tends to be most active, middle of the day. Gators are probably basking, birds are hiding in the shade. Get out there before, say, 10 a.m. or maybe after 4 p.m. for the best overall experience.
Perfect. Avoid the heat, see more animals. Makes total sense.
So yeah, what an amazing set of trails described in that guide you have. Covers pretty much everything. You've got the free, easy boardwalks for quick wildlife trips, the longer, more complex sanctuaries for a moderate hike, the convenient paved paths. It's all there.
It really is a complete spectrum, and amazing that it's all accessible right here in Brevard County.
And having the information is one thing, but using it is another. We've talked about the real differences between these places. So thinking about those specific habitats, we broke down that sunny, dry oak scrub, or the deep, cool shade of the maritime hammock, or maybe that varied walk through a hydric hammock. Which one of those specialized Florida environments is really calling to you for your next exploration? That's maybe something to mull over.
A great question to leave folks with. Find your perfect path out there, explore that habitat, and we'll catch you next time right here on the Brevard Beat.